Maybe just have some of the videos running, just muted.
I could do that. Let's just get everything set up first and share it around. So, yes. How's it going, Inky? How's your day going?
Pretty well. Are we live?
Are we live? I don't actually know yet. I'll figure it out in a second.
We should probably check if we're live.
I don't see it live on my end. Oh, there it is. Now it's live. Now it's
definitely live.
Now it's live. Perfect.
We should probably ping people.
Yes,
so
that's
know
what
that we're
I'm getting the thing. I'm getting the.
All right.
Let's just do a nice at everyone. Join stream for fun, but it's the number 4.
Yes.
I might as well send it in the content creator circle and Inkwell server.
Yes, and why not the Ozone as well in self-promo chat?
Of course. Just share the news. Great. I'm sure people will join in a moment.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Otherwise, this would be a pretty boring stream.
True, we'd just be talking about stuff we both already know.
Yeah.
But it would be up for anyone interested.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the sake of, I don't know, just watchability, if someone couldn't make it to the stream, we should probably start talking about stuff so it's not just like 10 minutes of us doing nothing.
Yes, and I will find something to put on in the background while you start, so it's not just the screen.
So,
hello, anybody watching this afterwards, and welcome to Behind the Scenes of Inkwell.
Right. Where Inkwell SMP, a troubled server that ran from June 30th, 2021 to January 9th, I think. It was January 9th, right?
Yeah, January the 9th, because it's the
January
same day as the same day as the
the original trial.
Yeah, the trial.
So ran from June 20th, 2021 to January 9th, 2022.
And how much of that was active playing?
Not much of it.
So, Inky, would you like to give it, just basically talk about what, the server was like in, the early days?
Well, in order to get into everything like that and, where everything not necessarily went wrong, but we kind of need some context for what it was like right before Inkwell in order to get everything. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mindzone SMP ran from November 2020 to June 2021.
Yes.
And it was pretty active, and there was a lot of stuff going on most of the time.
Yeah.
And then it had a little bit of chaos here and there.
The classic, yeah.
But when that ended, it was, for a while before it ended, I think it was sort of, I had the idea to, make my own SMP that we'd play on. So I was running that through NX means NX's computer, and he managed the server remotely, or well, not really remotely for him because it was at his house, but for the rest of us it was run remotely. And pretty early on, he sort of warned me that it might not run well with a bunch of people, but I was a bit foolishly optimistic and just like, nah, it'll be fine. We'll run with it anyway. Everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, it was not fine. It was far from fine, and that's not his fault. Obviously, that's mine. So the pre-release for Inkwell. I made the Discord.
Yeah, I remember. So Inky, I was the first one invited to the Inkwell SMP server, and I was like, "Wow, invited me before your family," and so we made fun of Inky for that for a little bit. That was funny.
You were the test subject.
Yes, just like in the movie. Just like in the movie.
Yeah, just like in
we'll
the
talk
movie,
about that
which
later.
we'll get back to that
Also,
later.
I'm starting to
sure.
see some people in chat, so if you have any questions about the server, just ask us. We're here to answer questions and stuff.
Behind the scenes and questions and whatever you may be wondering about the Inkwell SMP now that it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pre-release. Stitchy made some great art for all the different people involved, even if some of them never even logged on the server.
and then I put them in the collage, which you can see in the thumbnail for the Inkwell SMP trailer for the entire server, not the movie trailer.
Right.
Which was one of my favorite things I did, because, yeah, it was a lot of fun making that art piece.
And the trailer came out, and at the time, a very crucial decision was made in the development of the trailer, because I went like, I feel like writing like a theme for the server. And so I was like, it'll be the trailer theme, and it'll be kind of epic. And it went underway. It was very cool. It's still probably one of my best songs I've made, I think.
Pen and ink. I love pen and ink.
Yeah, pen and ink. And it was the trailer theme, and then I made a full version shortly after the server launched. But that would eventually lead to a lot more songs, as you know.
Which isn't entirely my fault. We'll explain that later, but yeah. And then, did anything really happen between like making the Discord server and making the actual server? Because we chatted.
Aside from just building up hype, one crucial thing that happened was I actually, because the trailer was taking a bit longer to develop than I imagined, we ended up pushing back the start date by just a few days, but the testing time was also thrown off as well. So NX and I hopped on the server just to find a seed, test out how it was running, and it was running very well with 2 people. And in hindsight, in retrospect, the seed, I did not really like the seed. I think it could have been better.
I think it could have been better too, but I kind of like, it's kind of like one of those things like when you first like spawn and you're like, oh, it's okay, but I kind of like grew to love it. Like I started learning my way around it. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we tested it, and then I planned on testing it again with a greater number of people to see how it ran. However, due to some scheduling issues, the testing didn't actually happen until like an hour before the server opened.
Oh right, I forgot about that. And I remember that because I was at camp at that moment.
Yeah.
And so the way camp works is basically we get off at Saturday at noon after all the kids go home, and then we have until Sunday at noon to report. So we basically have 24 hours of downtime. And the testing was like at like 10 a.m. or something like that. It was like, I was like, crap, I hope I'm able to play day one. Just like, even for like 30 minutes.
And that's about as long as anyone was able to play that day, because as soon as the server launched, it began lagging very, very badly. And
I know Evan
the infamous,
recorded it, but did anyone else?
Ouija made a video, and it's funny because it documents pretty much the entire first day and all its troubles.
Oh, really? I'm actually gonna go watch that after this.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's like day 1 of the Inkwell SMP did not go as planned, and it's like a 4-minute video. But it was, the server was off to a pretty bad start as far as lag. Nobody was really able to get too much done. There was a bit of chaos. I remember Psychic went around axe murdering people.
I don't know why I did that. I thought I thought this will be funny. And actually, when the Inkwell server first launched, I actually didn't have a plan for the lore at that moment. Fun fact. In fact, I barely had it on episode 1, because if you notice, in episode 1 of Inkwell, I have my Mind Zone skin, and episode 2 and onward, it's the Inkwell skin.
Interesting.
So when we first started, like I me and Underscore had done the Lost film scene back on my. That was like That scene was actually filmed on Mindzone a couple months ago before the server shut down. And so we had talked about it and planned it out, but like it hadn't really we hadn't like really thought about what we were actually going to do in episode 1 of Inkwell. So it was kind of just like my plan was to just like, oh, I'll go in, have some fun, cause a little bit of chaos, kill people for fun, and then log off. Which it was so laggy, I couldn't connect, and I was like, oh, is this my Wi-Fi? Because Wi-Fi at camp is very bad. but
Yeah.
but it was the whole server apparently, and
Yeah, it definitely was, and it crashed. It went down several times that day. At one point, it went down for about like 2 hours. A big weakness of the server, and obviously it's nobody's fault at all, really. It's just the way it worked out. A big roadblock with the server is that because it was run off of NX's computer, if he wasn't home to run it and manage it if things went wrong, it would stay in that current state for however many hours it was until he got home. And that would prove to be a huge disaster just a few weeks later. Not even a few weeks later, like a week later. So at this point, Psychic, you were pretty much gone. You were doing camp stuff.
yep, I was gone, and I was just like, I'm sure they'll be fine without me.
Yeah, well, we were not. We were not fine in the slightest for a multitude of reasons. The server being open was pretty spotty, and even when it was open, it was pretty laggy. Now, it wasn't so laggy to a point where nobody could have fun playing, because obviously we wouldn't have actually gotten anything done if it was that bad.
Mm-hmm. But it was like just bad
and
enough to be annoying, right?
it was bad enough to be annoying in large groups. If there were like 3 or 4 people on, you could all just play Minecraft normally, unless the server was down, which, is a gamble they all had to take. And so, yeah, stuff got built. I built a kind of house, played for
Right.
like a few hours. Other people got stuff done. But then, so NX and I had worked out a plan. Like, hey, we can use Parsec to have you remotely run the server. So I could, when that was working, remotely log on to NX's computer and manage things for him. And we were like, oh yeah, awesome. This is going to be a fix to all of the server closing problems. And it would have been if not for the incident.
The incident?
Yes. So I released the server at a pretty bad time. I thought, hey, it's the summer, people are going to have a lot more free time. But as it turns out, a lot of people had vacations, including me, and NX, and I had, work. I had a job also working at a camp. And when, everything that could have gone wrong did at the perfect moment. Because I leave for my vacation, NX leaves for his vacation, other people are on vacation, other people got discouraged from playing because everybody is advancing so fast. Like a few people
Like
were just grinding.
Sega got netherite armor on one day.
Sega, Deepest, Evan, I think maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few people, and not really faulting them. It's just a few people got really far really fast, and so a lot of people felt like they'd be too far behind, and immediately sort of went, I'll just save it for the next server.
Yeah.
So that was a big hindrance to everything. But then tragedy struck. Absolute
Inky,
tragedy.
I think that we should put a netherite ban on the server for the first couple weeks. I think it'd be smart for the next server. Learn from mistakes.
I agree. I think we should. I will probably do something like that. So, in the midst of all that, I go on vacation, NX goes on vacation, and I forget if there were plans for a safeguard, but the safeguard ultimately didn't matter because power goes out at NX's house.
Constantly?
No, it went out. Like,
Oh,
I mean, goes out. Like,
I thought you meant like oh, it's a constant thing that his power goes out, but
yeah, no, it's
it was just a
no.
bad timing. Oh my
It was
gosh.
horrible timing. The power goes out at his house and no one's home. So I can't remotely access the computer anymore because it's literally off. And even if it was turned on, I would need the password, and obviously I don't have the password. Um, so the server goes down for like 12 days, 2 weeks. I forget exactly how long it was, but if activity wasn't in danger already on the server, that was like the nail in the coffin. It was dead. Like, Inkwell at that point was essentially a failure. And
Welcome to the stream, Willow. You're not late, and you're not too late. We're just in like the intro part.
yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. It was essentially a failure. I was on vacation trying not to think about it. I was like, I'll just handle it when I get back. I get back and realize that I have like no motivation to do anything with it because nothing's happening and nobody's really on it, and I felt burnt out from YouTube at the time as well, and everything was just the perfect storm of bad for Inkwell. And so I considered it a failure. At one point I made an announcement like, do we want to just treat this as a test run for like the next server? And a lot of people agreed to that. And that was essentially when, like, I never planned for an Inkwell 2. That's kind of when Inkwell 2 was like sort of official. Like, it wasn't like meant to be a sequel. It almost was like the replacement Inkwell. And obviously that changed as time went on because Inkwell actually sort of got its own identity. But originally Inkwell 2 was just going to be Inkwell, but we tried again. And so, yeah, barely anyone's playing. The server's up, but it's not happening really. And I made the announcement that it was essentially just the test run for the next server, that we'd learned a lot from it, and that mistakes were made. But I would leave the server open until at least the end of August, so that we could kill the Ender Dragon. And that was very far from when Inkwell closed, as you know, because, yeah, January. So I think now that that's out of the way, that whole context, I think it's time Psychic's return happens.
Yes, and
And everything changes.
everything changed when Psychic come back.
Yes, the Psychic
Alright.
Nation came back.
So, I came back, and I was like, okay, let's jumpstart this thing. and I'd like to think I did that. So,
I think you definitely played a part in it, because yeah, the state the server was in before was not ideal.
Yeah. So I came back, made episodes, and made a story which got more people involved, and it was a lot of fun. And is this the part where we want to start actually going through the actual video parts now that the background's out of the way?
I mean, that's up to you. It's your videos, and this is the content you know the best because you obviously made it. So
Yeah. Okay, let me get the screen shared with you.
well, I have the stream pulled up. So
Oh, you find just watching with delayed?
yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Okay. Let's get back. Okay, so I have a bunch of videos pulled up. We don't have to go through all of them, but I'm going to go through most of them. So, let's just start with the first one, with Inkwell Episode 1. So, it starts off... I have to be honest right now, where I don't know what's going on. So, this room, I'll explain. So, this room is, basically a little bit, like, a couple weeks before, or it might have been, like, the week or two before I got home from camp. So, I'm still at camp. I got on... And I was like, let me, like, do something. And so I was like, okay, I'll try to find the ocean, because someone had found the ocean. And I wanted to build an ocean base. But I found this, like, beautiful little cliffside area. And I was like, okay, I could build, like, a little house here. So I made a little entrance, like a sewer. And I made 2 rooms. And I was like, okay, I'll do more with this place later. And then I was talking with Stitchy. Stitchy, like, we could just make a house here, and she's like, I'll help you. So I was like, okay, we'll do that. So I abandoned this place, and I was like,
up inside this little cave,
and it was also at this moment, around this time, that I actually started the story. Because, like, I woke up I said I woke up in the side of this little cave, and I have no idea.
In a server that's new to me?
In a server that's new.
And I don't remember anything. Well, that's not...
Then it's like, oh, I remember Mind Zone, and it's the first, like, glitch.
Mind Zone.
And then it's, intro. And I was actually, like, fond of this, because, like, I started, like, I think one of the problems with Mind Zone is I always started it with an intro, and that was it, like, just the intro, like, video, which can kind of be boring. Like, people want to know, like, what the video's about, or get, like, a feel of the video.
Right, yeah.
And not just start with an intro.
A cold open.
Yeah, so I started doing more cold opens. Hold on, I got a question in the chat. Why do you have 6 axolotls in a bucket trapped in 2 chests? So the axolotls, the area that area was in, where the cave was at, had like this like little ocean, like not ocean, but like a little lake, and there were like tons of axolotls. So I was just able to like pick them up and have pets. But I don't know really.
Wow, I never found a single axolotl in my time.
I could have showed you where they were. So I can't.
Also, underscore has offered to join the stream.
Oh, sure. Here, let's get him in here.
We could bring him on for like the movie segment.
I mean, he was part of the like video parts as well, so we can we can just pull him in. All right. I'm just gonna create a quick group DM, get him in here. Sup?
Hello, boys.
Welcome to the stream.
Yes, we're just going through. We're at the video portion of the stream now, where we're going through. So yeah, Stitchy got all this wood and stuff. Like Stitchy just got so much stuff to build the house, which is good because the house I built took a lot of wood. I copied this house design from a channel called Cheap GG, who does great starter house tutorials, and the original was oak, so I decided to go with a dark oak version, and I think it looked pretty cool.
Dark oak is good.
Yes. It probably looked better in the original version, but I was still pretty happy. It was a house and a farm, and it had lots of room, so I was like, it's good.
And we're not gonna say what happened to it, right?
Oh no, somebody burned it, but we don't know who.
Yeah, we don't know. We quote unquote don't know who.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is, I forgot. Was that burning intentional, or was that an accident that you played off?
It was an accident that was played off.
All right. I thought I remembered it was an accident, and then you just threw it in there.
Yeah, as like
it was like oh crap! Oh no, this is bad.
It was a prank. It was a prank gone wrong, but we decided to use it. Then episode 1, I started exploring, and I basically like just start stealing everything. Cause let's face it, nobody was playing, and I was like, okay, I'll steal.
The thing is,
sure. There's no one
just
online, so
steal
I'm
if
just gonna get
nobody's
mad at me for
on.
stealing.
What kind of mentality is that?
Listen to this. Listen
anarchist.
Listen to the video. I explain it.
They might as well just get on the server. Boom, get outplayed.
What? They probably don't have time.
Yeah, probably. Well, if they're not gonna play, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna cause chaos until people do play. Just like I did with my Mind Zone. Let's see how well that turned out.
I'm thinking maybe also.
So
we should turn down the video for this stream because like
yeah,
there's probably a lot of voices.
It is turned down. I'm
a lot turned down a lot.
It is turned down a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, so my thought process was, okay, I want to introduce the Mind Zone glitches into this somehow. And I was like, okay, let's see here. I mean, no one's online, and if someone does have a problem with me stealing from them, they should get online. You know, maybe get more active, just like I did with Mind Zone, and that was what I used to do the first like glitch. And oh, wait, hold on. I actually forgot to show this. I have to pull up the video. I'll do that real quick. But that's basically all the important stuff in that video. I just like, explore more and chill. But I didn't see anybody comment this on the Inkwell SMP trailer, but I did something cool with that, and I want to show you guys. Let me just find it. Here it is. I did not have this video pulled up. I had like every other video needed pulled up except for this one. So this is like I used the so this is the collage we were talking about earlier with everybody that Stitchy made. So Stitchy made all this art, which is really cool. You love how Psychic steals everything but just records it in 5K? Yeah. So and then like just like introducing everybody, and then so this is like a fly above shot of the world, and we fast forward, and so this lake. This is where I originally wanted to build my house, but Quipsters ended up building here, and Inky ended up building over here.
Yeah, I built pretty close to it.
And then it's just like some running shots, just like get a feel of the world, some flying around, and then basically at this point, I had respawned, but because the server was laggy, I ended up in a void, but I used it to my advantage. That's what. And I was like, oh, look at this! It's a cool shot of me in the void. And I sneak in the memory shots that were used later in the series of when my pets die. So
did you have a texture pack on for the moon?
Yeah, I
The
did.
sun?
I did.
That's cool.
And nobody called it out. No one called out, hey, why is that happen? And then another thing happened right. So that right there. Also a small hint at the lost scene with underscore. Nobody called out.
Yeah.
But this part where it's like juddering at the like da 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 da, that was not intentional at all. That was accidental.
Huh,
And also yeah, I showed a bit of underscore and a bit of the portal that I don't escape through.
The shattered portal.
Yes. And that's it. So that's everything in the trailer. But nobody called it out. Nobody ever called it out.
I don't remember the Inkwell trailer being so in depth.
Yeah, I was really proud of this because it was like if you weren't paying attention too much, you would miss it.
Yeah.
All right, let's start going through the videos because there's a lot to get through.
Definitely.
Okay, so episode 2, Out with the Old. I should probably explain the name. So episode 10 was In with the New, and episode 2 is Out with the Old. You know, Out with the Old, In with the New. In with the New was actually the original name of the other side of the hourglass.
Yeah, the movie.
Yep, it was the original name was the In with the New, but and back then it was meant to be like the midpoint of the server, not the end. But
yeah,
you know, the more time it took, and also I was like we were talking about it, and Inky was like, "Does anyone else have good ideas?" And Johnny just threw out the other side of the hourglass, and we were just like, "That right there, that's the name of the movie."
Definitely a lot better than In with the New. I feel.
Yes, I would totally agree. I don't think much happened. Oh, wait a minute. We had the meeting with Underscore in episode 2. So I met up with Underscore, and so before I got on the server, I remember Underscore telling me he wanted to build a base at the stronghold, but until I saw Stitchy get the achievement I Spy, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that Underscore had actually done it.
Oh, and so you got like a genuine reaction to
yeah, yeah. So you can hear my reaction. It's actually not when I enter. It's when I see Stitchy got I Spy.
I'd rather be there than Phantoms. Oh.
Yeah.
My God.
You don't understand how beautiful.
Yeah, that's a genuine reaction. That was a genuine reaction.
Nice.
And then, you know, I talked with Underscore before. He's like, should I mention the old bunker? I was like, yes, do that. We'll have a little glitch effect. Then we go home. It's like, oh, it's very different than your old builds, which, you know.
To some of you.
Triggers another glitch.
Yeah. Don't worry. Glitches will not be returning in a big way in Daybreak. I know that for certain. Because, first of all, they were, you know, they can be annoying.
They had a mixed reception as well.
Yeah. I think it worked fine for what we had. And there were like a couple in this one, like I talked about making an Enderman farm.
It's the end.
Yes.
I do like
The classic
repeating
Enderman
history.
Yeah, repeating history. I call it how I like repeating history when it's glitching. So, yeah. And then we just chill for the rest of that episode. That was so basically episode 2 is like introducing Underscore. And yeah, no comments on Underscore. Jeez, let's turn it down. Episode 3 was when I started actually like doing projects. Me and Stitchy made a Guardian farm, which we never used. Because Guardian farms require like endgame armor because of the Thorns ability. So it's like, early game, it's like not a good use because you're gonna have to, you can't like automate it because you don't have like a beacon to regenerate. This might have been also the episode where I died and then like caused a glitch and then it was like nothing happened. I think it was this one.
We're almost there.
So I had the idea of if ever I die in the server, it like glitches out and then I pretend nothing happened. But I only really did it once right here.
Oh gosh, be careful. No!
What is it?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't really like that. So I decided not to do it again. We explored the Nether Fortress, and then I think that's when Inky got on.
Anyway, so goodbye.
Like Inky got, and then Inky's like, "Oh, I'm gonna build a house." So I think is this when you built your house in this episode, or is that like you?
I'm not actually sure, honestly.
All right. All right.
Hey, sorry, I'm back. I just went and took a pizza out of the oven. You really didn't know that I have found the stronghold?
I didn't until I saw Did you get the achievement?
I'm pretty sure Jeepus gave me the cords, or someone gave me the cords, and I just built something down there, and it was awesome.
Oh, it was so cool. And then episode 4 is when things like started like picking up a little bit because I'm like, yeah. Underscore summoned me to his base.
Sorry for the wait. What do you want to talk about?
We're just like,
do you remember the?
Yeah. If I change anything, I would make the glitch sounds like less loud because they were very loud, and then doing it again, but having it be normal. I was really happy with that because it's like, so what do you want to talk about? The first time it's like, oh, I want to talk about the mesh, and the second time it's like, oh, I want to talk about going mining. It's like such like a. I loved that. It was so much fun to do.
Yeah, sort of like, oh, this is intriguing. This is a mystery.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
And then we just do a mining montage, and then I built a farm. And this is the start where it's like, at this point in the series, it starts getting like less lore and more just like, okay, I gotta build while we work on lore, and while we build it up. So that's what this is. Copper Cove. So it starts off in Underscore's base. And it's basically this is supposed to be from Underscore's point of view, where he's like, okay, I'm going to build a portal, but it doesn't work. And then you get a book, and it says...
Yeah, I've always wondered what that was about.
So...
Yeah.
Yes, so... This was kind of like me trying to hint at, like, Underscore going to, like... is, like, gonna do something to me.
I need you to do my stuff.
Yeah, and, like, the end wouldn't open. So it's like, okay, I guess I need Psychic. Fun facts about this. This was actually built in a single-player world. This was not on Inkwell. I built this.
Interesting.
Yeah, you went to the spot and you rebuilt it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I even got, like, the axolotl and the glow mushrooms.
Took a lot of work, didn't it?
I mean, I had like I didn't have to do like the hallway or anything.
Yeah.
I just like did like /fill commands, and as you notice, like, and there's no like underground under the stairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to give some point of view from Underscore and like start hinting at like, oh, Underscore is gonna do something to Psychic, and then Copper Cove. I love Copper Cove.
Copper Cove is a really cool base.
I know.
Especially the entrance.
Yes, the spiral staircase. I forgot to put the video in the description. I will do that. I will update the description to show the video that I used to build it. But yeah, the problem with secret bases in Minecraft is that gamer tags exist.
Yeah.
Unless you turn them off.
Well, you have to be like on the same team to turn them off. You have to do like teams and stuff. So Evan, yeah, maybe we should. Evan found the base and did his own stuff with it, which I had my problems with, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Also, whenever I would leave Copper Cove, I would always come from the lake. Like, if you notice, like, I'm running from the lake, not from here where Copper Cove is.
Try and throw them off.
Yeah, in case anybody watched, like, Evan watched my videos or something. And since he's building the portal, I'm trying to like cut through. I should have like watched all the videos again, but in preparation for this. But yeah, it's just us chilling, and then I show Stitchy Copper Cove, and we start building the team. The next this episode, netherite hunting. most of the this is another like kind of I wouldn't really say filler, since it's like not like we're just doing nothing, like we're actually like getting stuff, but it's not relevant to the plot, so I'm gonna call it filler. So it starts off with me writing in my book. So I'm writing in a book, and I'm like, okay, something's wrong with underscore, and it's like I don't know what's wrong, something's going wrong, and then underscore just. So this I was like, try to stay out of my sight.
This is really good.
Yes, so I'm facing forward. We'll go through it slowly. We'll go like, okay, so also chronic aberration. So he moves behind me here. I don't see him. Then I turn around this way. No one's there. Turn around here, and there he is. Just
It was almost accidental, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was. I know we had planned something like that, but like it turned out really good.
What was that, Simon?
And it's like, oh, what was that?
Seemed a bit rattled.
Seemed a bit
really
rattled.
Cool.
Yeah. Seemed a bit rattled. Something going on, and then the intro. We hang out. So actually, I meet up with underscore in the video, but it's like, oh, nothing happened. What was that about? We go mining. I end up dying, I think, and then we head home.
Oh yeah, and I think I saved your stuff.
Yeah. Then we get to the Hourglass Watchers. So this one didn't really have anything in the intro, but it was like just building Copper Cove. And so the original plan was the Hourglass Watchers would be Hashi, Stitchy, and Sega. But Sega was, at the time, he was planning on doing his own lore, which never went through. So he was like, he turned it down, and we were like, okay, that's fine. And then
it was a bit of a surprise, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because and he was like, I can't do it. I can't be in this server for lore reasons, and I was like, okay, bud.
Yeah, because I believe he ended up like being more active and involved on a different SMP.
Yeah,
so
and it was gonna. Like,
I think he wanted to connect the two somehow, but I don't remember him doing anything.
Yeah, he never really did anything with it.
And I don't entirely blame him, because Inkwell was kind of a sinking ship from the first.
I don't blame him either. And then Stitchy was like, "Hey Johnny, join our group. You get a cool jacket." And this is where I'm like, Evan, your aim sucks. And then this happens.
Oh. We'll be right back.
I actually died because of that. Like he actually killed me in one shot because I had no armor. So
amazing.
Then I introduced Johnny to Copper Cove, and he says it's coppery. Makes sense.
That is true. He does say that. Yeah. It's an iconic line.
And yeah, then we just chill out, and I gave him his jacket. So Johnny had the green and pink. Stitchy had orange and magenta, Hashi had red and yellow, and I had pink and blue, which are the colors of Mind Zone. And I think the story I came up with underscore gave me the jacket, because I mentioned it. So underscore gave me the Mind Zone jacket as like a, hey, look at these colors. Do they remind you of anything?
Except we never really showed.
Yeah, we never showed that. It happened in between episodes 1 and 2. But yeah, then Inky finds his way in. And he's delivering something from underscore.
Hey guys.
So this was kind of like a
fun one to,
this was kind of like a it was like, wait, is Inky working with underscore? And that again with like the egg later. It was kind of like, ooh,
what are you doing?
I was almost like a red herring.
Yeah.
As far as,
yeah.
I'm like, hey. Anyways,
what are you doing here?
Yeah. Which I guess would also kind of like make you doubt that it's all underscore, because it's like it's happening with other people now.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going on.
And if you notice, you throw a feather, which I'm sure.
I do.
Yeah. So that's Blueberry. I'm pretty sure underscore's like, hey, we just give this feather to Psychic, and you're like, okay, why not? What could go wrong? And then
the world crashed.
And so basically, we call these we dubbed these mini resets.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
How'd you know where we were?
And then we happen again, and then it's like, and then you're like, oh, I'm just here to say hi, which is funny. And it's like, oh, I watched you guys go in, which is actually accurate. It's actually accurate to what happened, because people started just finding out, because we weren't very sneaky. We prepare for the end fight, and okay, near the end when we're all here, this was a cool moment. I was like, okay, let's do a thing where everybody puts an eye in at the same time. And I thought
Like the end fight in general was like the last big event I wanted to make sure we did on the server, and I think it did go pretty well aside from lag.
Yeah.
And lag was the biggest enemy of the server.
Now the end fight.
I hope it will be fixed.
Is in my opinion the worst episode of Inkwell I did for one specific reason. The end fight. The end fight was the worst video I did. So we did the dragon fight, and it finished in like 5 minutes.
Right. Voice crack. Wow.
Yeah. and then I was like, okay, I'm sure I've recorded enough to make the full video out of, and I didn't. So then I cut ahead. I was like, okay, I'll record this. So then I cut to this is recorded after episode 10, where I'm flying around looking for an end city, but I didn't find anything. So it's filler, it's worthless, and it's not canon because after episode 10, I go to underscore. So it's like it's just a mess. It's just a mess of a video. If there's one video that I wish I could redo, it's probably this one.
That's understandable considering the end fight pretty fast.
But then again, I didn't know how big it was gonna go after episode 10. Like I remember I was mowing the lawn, my neighbor's lawn, and I just like time to think because it takes like an hour and it's like just like monotonous, and I'm just thinking, I was like, I'm gonna make a big video. It could be like 30 minutes long. What if I make a movie and just make it like an hour long? But we're almost there. We're almost there. So and then episode 10, and with the new, we give Inky the egg. We actually go to an end city, and then we come back. Hashi was supposed to mention that Inky hasn't returned yet, but he never did. And then
I'm something, but maybe
I'll get to that in a second. And then Stitchy was like, "Hey, I found your book. Is something wrong?" I'm like, "No, nothing's wrong." And she's like, "Okay." And then I write a book saying I'm gonna leave, and then the outro is glitchy, and I add some text that just says, let's see, help me. Yeah, just like a frame of just help me. And that was the main 10 episodes of Inkwell. So then we get to the trailers, and I'm actually going to show you guys the first version of the trailer. There were 10 versions, and this is the first one.
Ooh, yeah.
I forgot we had like 10.
So, get ready for some cringe.
Cringe? Okay.
Also, I misspelled following.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
The following. There's 2 L's.
What the frick?
I'm a little delayed on the stream, but
I can share it if you guys want.
the following.
That'd be helpful for us to be able to comment what you're seeing instead of a little delay.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that real quickly. Share.
The following. I love the following.
All right. Can you just see the video?
Yeah, we'll check.
It's loading in. There we go. Yep.
Okay, let me actually make sure the stream can see it as well.
Or anything. I remember one word. Mind zone.
Mine's it's its own.
Yeah, and then the little intro, and the first song Inky made for me, Blood and Ink, which is just a distorted version of Pen and Ink.
It was fun to just take pen and ink and just throw it in Audacity and just duplicate it a few times and completely mess with everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it does not sound good.
It does not
really
sound good.
It works only in the context of the movie, so it's not like officially part of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's just like a variation.
Ooh,
Holy crap.
it's so
glitching,
loud.
my guy.
The glitching is so like I lowered the volume. Like it's so bad, and it's like it's showing like
loud.
This is why it's version 1.
Right, and it was just like mostly a compilation of just all the important lore scenes.
And then like the teaser bit, and so we skip all this part. Also, you'll notice like scenes like this are way more glitchy. I toned down the glitch effects a lot because they were very bad. Also, hi Hashi, yes, Monkey.
He also said he needed me for something. I don't know.
Give me the
Again, super glitchy. I toned it down a lot, like a lot. There were still some.
You probably gave people like 7 epilepsies.
I put a warning, and I also only 7 people saw this version.
Yeah.
Yes, every single person who saw it
Just straight seized.
in the hospital. just rush to the hospital.
All right, now we get to hear the first version of the conversation. It's so
Oh
bad.
no, 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 no! I don't want to hear this.
Yes, you gotta hear this. Ready?
I'm gonna leave.
Underscore? Where are you?
No, no, no,
We
no!
need
This
to
is
talk.
so bad.
Welcome,
Don't do it.
Psychic.
No!
So glad you came here
I'm leaving.
of your own free will.
I'm muting it.
What the? Where even are you?
Look, don't mind that now. It's almost time anyways.
Hurry for what?
Underscore sounds a lot more
I don't-
casual than
No,
this.
no,
Yeah.
no, none of
I'm not
that.
listening to this.
I don't want it this time. I'm not giving you an option.
Ah!
That scream! That scream! It's
The
so
scream.
bad!
Come on,
The
Psychic.
wall
Don't
explodes
be like
behind
that.
Psychic.
Don't
It
make
sounds
me.
You're
mildly
making sense.
inconvenient.
Oh, Psychic, look at you, right where I want you. Ever since you woke up in that cave, I've been pulling the strings since the beginning. Every action you took led you back to one place, here. Oh no, no more mini resets for you. I admit that did stump me for a bit. However, they can't fix this situation. You see, things are too far gone to stop now. Time is moving forward and showing no sign of stopping. I wonder, what's on the other side of the hourglass? Is it peace or pain? I guess you'll find out soon, and, well, you won't be able to tell me, but at least you'll know. I guess that's an apt metaphor for you and your hourglass. Tell me, do you use the hourglass because you know that you, just like your pets, were victims to the sand of time? An axolotl that you owned for only the briefest of time, stuck in a cage for eternity? Or how about a fox, as white as snow, and so soft they could only be named one thing?
Okay, so
I'm
you
actually.
can actually see the original writing for Underscore was a lot more menacing and evil than ended up being in the final version.
Right.
I
So-
cleaned it all up
Yes.
to be not evil for the sake of evil. And
Yes,
to be
because originally
more
I
like-
I wrote Underscore to be evil for the sake of evil because we hadn't come up with a full motivation actually, and then me and Underscore like cleaned it up and
Though I'm gonna do a hot take here. Now, obviously, the line delivery still version 1, and it got revised, so the line delivery a little off. But honestly, I think elements of this original speech I actually do like a lot. Like, in the movie, Underscore does say, like, I wonder what's on the other side of the hourglass. But I liked the is it peace or pain? Like, we didn't really do that in the movie.
Now, speaking of line delivery, so after the first two items drop, Psychic has something to say, and it's so bad and so cringe. Are you ready for this?
I don't remember.
Perpy. And Floofy. What did you do?
What did you do? What did you do?
What did you do? Oh, open heavens! What did you do?
Yeah.
Who loved you and was with you since basically the beginning.
Jeez, that's
Died.
distorted.
Yeah.
After a careless owner fell for a harmless prank.
I took Underscore's original audio and the edited audio that made it all like a radio effect, and I layered them on top of each other to get that effect.
Oh.
I see the memories are coming back to you. I think it's time.
So, and then this is the point where Underscore knocks me in. It's very different than before. You'll see.
It's time you woke up.
I still love that scream.
Yeah,
right there.
originally it was like it's time you woke up, which is what was said in the Lost film, and also I don't do the thing I did before the thing I did in the actual trailer, which I'll show in a second. Also, get ready for these line deliveries.
Oh, yeah, these.
Come on, guys. We're Psychic's only hope now.
I don't understand. What is Underscore planning?
Guys, we got to go. We're running out of time.
No! Underscore, you won't get away with this!
Ashy's a legend.
Yeah, I love
I
Haji.
already have.
I hate that line.
Yeah,
And then
definitely fell. It fell very.
Forced.
You know, it didn't fall into a cliche. It leapt into the cliche.
Yeah.
It looked at the cliche sitting on the ground and just did a swan dive into
Yeah,
it.
true.
So, so here's the thing: we need to for Daybreak. You need to find a way to do a lot less scripting.
Yeah.
Because stuff can sound so much more natural if it's not scripted.
Yeah.
Right.
And
we'll
if we
work all
just
that
rely
out.
on just rely on scripted scripts, it's not going to go well. Like we can set up events to happen, but scripting the words we say is not going to sound natural and good.
I feel like it worked for like the movie.
Yeah. It would work for certain stuff, but we got to get it down.
I think it almost has to work for certain stuff, especially with big story stuff and exposition. Like if someone forgets to say even the tiniest detail that'll connect it back to a previous arc, there could be a lot of confusion. But I do agree, generally having everything scripted is not a good idea.
It was only like this one thing. Like, and I don't plan on scripting casual videos at all.
Yeah, casual videos, as long as you hit a couple remember to hit a couple plot points or something, like bring them up or see them or whatever, you can still get along just fine.
But like
none of us are like experienced voice actors.
Oh yeah,
yeah, totally not. But like I remember stuff like Hashy forgetting the line, like to mention like Inky's here. And I was like, I'll just script this. We had some improv, which I'll talk about in the movie section.
The improv ended up being some of the best parts of the movie, honestly. I'm about to progress the plot.
Oh yeah,
was that improv? Was that improv?
It was, So I'll explain in a second. But also here's the original version of the art. I touched it up a little bit, like with the strings, less glitches around the screen.
What's wrong with your eyes?
I put glitches on the eyes.
Jeez.
I made Johnny's jacket a bit more green, and I changed this to be an ender pearl, which was used in the movie.
Yeah.
Because originally, since you put an eye, and I'm like, I'll just put the
colors. I can't wait to
in.
talk about that part because that went so smoothly.
Yes.
Like we didn't even have the.
Coming soon, 4 months later.
You gotta be kidding me.
Coming soon. Psychic announcing projects before they're even filmed.
This was before anything had been started.
Yeah.
And then like here's like the original version of scene 2. Before we get to like the big stuff, I wanted to show this.
Because we did a lot of rewriting, a lot of redoing lines.
And this was one that I have like just on hand.
I should probably talk to Psychic. Psychic, buddy. Psychic. Where did he go? This isn't funny.
Music.
And you can hear it later on the old version.
Maybe he's in Cove.
Oh, that's right, because
I lost this, and we had to redo this scene. This scene was fine. This scene was perfect, but I had the old version and the new version layered because the old version was linked to the video because it was from my other computer.
Yeah, it's a little chaotic.
Psychic. Psychic. Wait, what was that? Oh, look. No. Guys, something's wrong. Meeting.
And something fun is I have the original version of the song right here.
Oh, do you? You should play it. I can explain the context of it. I believe it was technically speaking, it was the first song written for the first chronological song in the soundtrack written, because it was originally the track 3 called Heartbeats.
That's playing right now, and you can hear why I called it Heartbeats.
I can't hear it.
You're not playing it.
Oh, I think the stream can hear it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
But Ozone, back in at the beginning of 2021, there was a whole diss track war with Evan and Ozone and Psychic, and Ozone was gonna fire back at Psychic and wanted to know if I could make a track for him, and so I did. I started to, and that's what the original Heartbeats was.
And that's why
obviously it didn't end up taking off. Ozone kind of just sort of put the project to rest, as well as the diss track war in general. It kind of just phased out from there. But I just decided to take the melody from the beta track and use it for the Inkwell OST.
Yes. I remember I was making the visualizer video for the entire soundtrack, and that one sounded so familiar, and I just had to ask where it was from. And then I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
So while we're talking, on screen now is actually an unlisted video on my channel of me building the end.
Yeah, and the end, what a great, like, setting.
Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Could you see it in full screen? Because sometimes the videos are.
Yeah, we could. I think we could. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
we can see it.
It's 11 minutes, and so this was actually the first time I used keyframes in replay mod. So I was like,
it was like practice for the movie as well.
Exactly, and you can start to see like, oh, this is where the spiral and like this end crystal being like the powering of the machine, and then I started like, I was gonna make like bridges from each one you saw there, but then I was like, I'm gonna add a redstone, and this like, and the redstone actually lit up, and it like connected, and so originally there was supposed to be TNT that went off in the middle of each pillar, but because of the glass there, the TNT didn't activate.
Dang.
So
this opportunity.
Yeah. So that
I think some of them blow up anyway because of the
some of them, but not all of them, maybe.
I don't think any of them blew up actually. And then like I'll skip ahead a bit, but you can. I'll probably link the video in the description if you guys want to watch it in full. There's no music or anything, but it's just me building. And then I start building like the actual layout. So I was like, okay, I want to have an arch somewhere.
Yeah, it's so weird seeing the end so barren before.
I know.
I got so used to
it's fancy.
The movie version, the set.
So I went with multiple. I went with like the brick types, and I started like building some like pillars. And originally they were like very blocky, so you can see I added like some variation, a pathway that would like lead people, and you can see the original things that you built in the end. This like little rainbow trail and a little house. I got rid of that. Also, I got rid of a whole tower right here.
Sacrifice for the sake of progress.
Sacrifice. Yeah, I got rid of a whole tower in the middle. And then I start like grounding these like support beams into like the ground. You can see me like learning replay mod. It's not the best. It's not the best. I showed Deepest the end. So Deepest was actually the first one to see me building it in progress. I was actually playing Breath of the Wild before building this, and I remember like the rocks like jut out at like an angle.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to build some of those. I didn't do a very good job at it, but I think it's okay. I built a sideways path and some lights.
It looks very nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm very proud of the end. I might do something like this in survival on the next server. You never know. I start building path over here. I end up building a bridge, and I had like a forest over there.
I think one of the coolest things about all this is that even though the movie didn't go anywhere outside of this like circle, you could say, like you actually put a lot of attention to detail and effort into like other stuff in the end.
Yeah, I added like a quarry over here, with like some diamonds down there for people to mine if they ever wanted to. And yeah, so this was so you can, and I did more work after this, but you can see like the main bits here. I added protection around this one. I added a platform here for underscore. I added the Ender Pearl launcher here.
The Ender Pearl launcher was cool.
Yes. And then we're finally at the movie.
The movie. Wow.
Where I spelled following correctly. I remade this first scene. It's actually not the same as the trailer. Like it has more of the Stitchy talking, and it has the better version of underscore kidnapping me, and the best and one of my favorite parts.
All they are is a
oh, it's so loud. Let me turn it down a bit. There we go.
The speech is still very good. Honestly.
The speech is still and then the very proud of that. Very proud of that little bit right there.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm. So then we have scene 2, which is Stitchy. And we already talked about the music in scene 2. And then we get to scene 3, where I first wake up. So, Inky, would you like to talk a bit about this music, the sound? This one, which was Spires in the...
Yeah, Spires in the Abyss was, I want to say, the third or fourth song I made for the OST.
It was the fourth one, because the third one was actually Falling Sand.
That was actually the first official one where... Aside from the melody from Heartbeats, Falling Sand was actually the first one I made for the soundtrack. Which is interesting because it's like track 17 in the OST now.
Mm-hmm.
And so Falling Sand and Spires in the Abyss were pretty much... I worked on those before I even had scenes from the movie, which in hindsight... was very bad. I mean, I'm lucky they worked out this well, because I didn't have the footage to go off of, so I had no clue about timing. all I knew is that the scene was
My
roughly a minute and a half, so I made a minute and a half song, which was this one, and I'm just very lucky it synced up so well, because there was a chance it didn't. There was always a chance that it didn't, and starting with Underscore's theme, He Who Pulls the Strings, I worked very closely with the footage, making sure everything is timed correctly. Yeah. So Pen and Ink was obviously
first, then Blood and Ink,
right.
Fallen Sand, Heartbeats,
Spires in the Abyss. Then I did He Who Pulls the Strings, I remember, because scene 4 wasn't done yet.
Yeah, scene 4 was actually one of the last ones we did, because like we had so much trouble with like this talking bit. And also, this was the first... Also, I don't want to skip ahead yet, because this scene where I'm talking... This was the first scene I ever used green screen. So I set up a green screen, and you don't know where I set it up?
Where did you stand?
I set it up in Underscore's base.
Oh, where?
It was like at the entrance bridge, and then you see the water dropping. That's because Underscore's base had all the.
I do see the water dropping.
That's because Underscore always had a water dripping from the ceiling.
Dude,
all right. I actually, while we're here in scene 4, I want to talk about just. I want to take this opportunity to briefly talk about like some of the light motifs and how they're used, especially in this song "Cracks in the Glass," which I used for scene 4. Falling Sand was originally actually supposed to be for scene 4, but as soon as I saw the footage, it did not fit the tone at all.
Yeah.
So if you could go like to just the part where you're talking with the green screen and have the volume up a little bit so we can hear, because there are 2 main melodies in this one. Let's see. So this is Psychic's light motif.
Events that happen normally, but then repeat things being slightly different. Glitches plague my every move, but I don't know why. However, I have an idea where research Underscore.
And now this is interesting. Now listen. So let's pause here. So I split this part of the song into 2 sets of instruments. We've still got the guitar, the electric guitar that had the main melody of the previous section where it was playing Psychic's theme. Now it splits off, and piano and pan flute are playing the second part of Psychic's theme, which is the da 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 da. But the guitar is now playing Underscore's theme, and it's so cool because it syncs up to where the guitar has its own thing, and then it plays a whole note, so it's sort of taking a break. And when the guitar takes a break playing Underscore's theme, the piano and pan flute come in with Psychic's theme, and they go back and forth between each other. And it's one of my favorite musical moments of the soundtrack, so we can like have a listen here and notice the
real quick before we continue, question from the chat from Will of the Sheep. Do you guys in the future plan on doing chill streams on the Inkwell SMP 2, or in between lore, or is it just going to be episodes pre-edited for lore/episodes? So with that, basically, I will say, okay. Mind Zone was mostly building with a little bit of lore. Inkwell is mostly lore with a little bit of building. The next server, I plan on doing just a middle ground where there's gonna be some lore episodes and some fun building episodes where I just have fun on the server.
And it's gonna be up to the individual, because if all goes well, more people will be making content on the server, including myself, which is something I didn't do with Inkwell or Mind Zone really.
Except
so
the
I'm gonna
Psychic
be making,
Isles, which is still like one of the best events, but
I'm gonna be making videos on it, and they're gonna be more laid back, but other people are gonna be doing stuff, and there's gonna be lore episodes, chill episodes, all sorts of things, and it's going to be up to the individual whether they want to stream, record, anything.
I do plan, I will continue doing the episode format, but I do plan on doing a couple streams, because honestly, I've missed the old days of Mind Zone. Like, I've been getting kind of nostalgic for them recently.
I have as well.
All right.
So going back to the music here.
Or if it's on purpose, but these occurrences happen most often when he's around. I was naturally suspicious of him. It's such a good song. I realized my gut has to be wrong.
It is actually, yeah.
Maybe another fleeting memory, but I know that he and I are,
so Underscore's theme.
Surely I can just go to him and see if he knows anything. Oh well.
And this is a cool part. I just
Yes.
like how this sounds.
Much love. Da 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 da. And then we cut back to.
And this is what I hesitantly call the Hourglass Watchers leitmotif, even though I didn't really use it all that much.
Think about it. Both Inky and Psychic.
It was such a different feel. And Inky, when Inky had showed this to me, he was like, "This might be changed because I don't know how I feel about it." It's like I like it. It's a good change of pace. And
yeah, and that's that shift right there because it's so different. And it happens right at the end of Psychic's message. That's why working with the footage was so important. So yeah,
now,
just to reiterate, underscore's leitmotif I can play on the piano just real quick.
Do
just,
it.
Ooh.
And that's actually the scene we're getting into right now,
yes.
which is
Scene 5, one of the best in my opinion because the music fits so well.
I think he who pulls the strings as underscore's theme is one of my favorites I've written.
So this song is actually what I used in the release date trailer.
Yes, it felt very trailery, so
yes.
we decided it was gonna be.
And with like the bump, I was like, I gotta have like flashing lights for that. Like it'll be so cool, and I think it turned out really well.
Why don't you want?
Then like so this is where we take a look back at how it all started.
Right, and
I talked about this in the episode 12. A few months ago on the Mind Zone SP was actually filmed a few months ago on the Mind Zone SP.
Right.
This was recorded in April or May.
This was the tail end of Mind Zone, wasn't it?
Yeah,
if I know what we're talking about.
It might have been May.
Yep.
I think this was like May. And so
this was the first scene that I was working with the footage on with the music, so I was getting so hyped when like I was spacing everything because I didn't if I really wanted to and I could have taken the scene, figured out how long exactly it is, break that down into tempo and measurement, measures for the music, and just tried to format it so that the music would be exactly long enough. But oftentimes I was just winging it. So if something actually matched up, I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. Let's work with this. It felt really lucky. And if I had to change things, I would, but I would just experiment until I got the right timing for things. And this was the first one I did that with, so it was very exciting, and it's one of my favorite songs still.
So we saw it started, and then it cuts back to underscore and me talking. It's we got a lot to talk about. So then Seeking Secrets.
Nothing in this one.
No, wait, no.
Seeking Secrets was
scene 4.
Was the original name, right?
Oh wait, was this not? Wait, oh right. I was like, I thought. All right, this scene 4 wasn't Seeking Secrets. This was, but we changed it. It was originally.
This song went through a few name changes. Originally, it was Seeking Secrets. Then I thought that was a little basic sounding, so I put forth a few suggestions. One of which, Psychic
was Among the Ashes, like Among Us, like the hit game Among Us. You gotta be sus.
It was not an intentional reference. I was like, because the village is burned and they're searching among the ashes for stuff.
I wanted to have a secret Among Us joke in there, but Inky wouldn't let me.
We went with that for a little bit, and then I decided do we really want to have an Among Us joke in this?
Do you remember how the village got so destroyed?
I remember you said that you burned it because it was in the way.
It is in the way, and I should have burned it more.
I mean, it looks pretty sufficiently messed up.
The messing up of the village had nothing to do with anything in the movie. That was way long before the movie.
Right.
Yeah. Except I added the fire for the movie.
Yeah.
Then they walk around and they find Inky.
And I have my theme, which I borrowed from one of my other songs. It's the only melody from outside the soundtrack that I didn't make myself. Well, I made it myself, just not for the soundtrack.
Inky's
incorporated.
Inky's theme is one of my favorites because it just sounds so nice to listen to. It's one of those melodies, very popular songs have nice melodies that everyone likes listening to. That's Inky's thing. Take a listen to it.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's an Inky dispenser.
Do 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 do.
Oh
guys let me out of here?
Does anybody have a pickaxe?
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, and I really liked the combo of the electric guitar, pan flute, and I think I had another one. I think it might have just been those two. I started using the pan flute instrument in the soundtrack because I heard it somewhere else on the site that I used to make music, and I was like, that sounds really nice.
Did you change the site you used?
Well, I'm about to change.
Nice.
Music. Somewhere.
You can do so much better with a better software.
Yes.
Was part of that inspiration from the interview with DeHusta?
I've actually been talking very closely with DeHusta about what I should get, and he's helping me out. Yeah, he's helping me out.
You guys still chat?
Oh yeah, we do on the occasion. Yeah.
I think Inky showed him the fight scene.
Yeah, I kept him. Yeah, I kept him updated on the soundtrack, and he definitely enjoyed it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which also, for those of you who haven't seen the interview, he is such a cool guy.
That's one of our best videos.
He's such a cool guy. He's such a nice person. Like, he's so cool. So I want to talk about this thing because this is funny. So this is the cell I made. Take a good look at it. You'll notice the floor is glowstone. That's important. Yeah. So we come out here, and the original line was Inky like, "Oh, I didn't read the book because I couldn't like see it, but there was glowstone on the floor." So Inky said,
"Looking for psychic. Do you know anything about it? Where he is? Maybe heard anything?
Seen any bodies in ditches lately with bright colored jackets?"
No, but I do have this book that I pickpocketed from Underscore before you locked me up.
Gosh dang it.
Have you read it?
No! Funny story. As it turns out, I'm illiterate. Improv, my favorite.
Yes. Okay, a couple things I want people to notice about the scene before we continue on to the next, to the back and forth section, which is a great scene.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
still recovering from that. I'll talk about a record of repetition when we
Johnny
get there.
is wearing iron armor, and there's a tree right here. So if we cut forward, me and Underscore are talking. Okay. While we're talking about inconsistencies, right here, there's actually the reason this is glitching right here. I actually used glitches to cover up the fact that I made a bad
continuity.
cut.
Continuity.
Like,
errors
look, the levers are up, but I used the glitch to like hide the fact that they actually went down because these were two. Because I will say
I noticed that because obviously I was working very closely with the footage, so I saw it over and over again, and I noticed that, and I was just like, oh, it's just it's cool. It's like the machine is still activating. The levers were up and now they're down, and I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We can talk about the music at the end of the scene. The beacons. We actually had, I believe in this part it was Quipster. Yeah, this was Quipsters underneath activating all the beacons. That's how we did that. And now look here, no more tree, and Johnny doesn't have armor.
Oh no!
So I got rid of the tree because it was away. But the funny thing is, that's not Johnny. That's me.
Gosh dang you!
That's me and Johnny's skin.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Where was Johnny?
Johnny was just busy, and we had to record the scene. So that's me.
Wow.
And basically the way we originally did the lines was I said them in Discord. And that was a constant thing about the movie where I'd say lines in Discord, but I'd be recording my own sound, like on like a separate app, but I would have myself muted in OBS. So like, let's say like my chair is squeaking or there's noise in the background. It doesn't mess up the entire scene.
Right.
Yeah.
And later, and almost none of the original lines from the filming, because during filming we actually said the lines. We pretty much enacted the scenes from the script.
Yeah.
And but a lot of that didn't make it in because Discord is crunchy.
Actually, that wasn't
and stuff.
The reason was because it was, and also like you'll see like a lot of times people are standing still because they have to read lines, but they're also supposed to be like acting out in Minecraft. So I was like, okay, from now on, focus on just the acting. We'll record lines later. A lot of scenes use like a lot of like I remember sometimes I like reverse like a clip to like make it look like new footage because there wasn't a lot of footage and it's really hard to pull a bunch of people online to record a scene again, which is some of the limitations, but I think I made it work.
And so eventually we ended up getting back into a call and going through all the script and re-recording most of the lines.
Mm-hmm.
And some lines were changed in that process. For example, just slightly jumping ahead, but we'll get to it more. The iconic
I'm about to progress the plot
was a result of that meeting where it was like, this line in the script doesn't seem as good as it could be. Let's try and think of something. And Johnny, I forget, was it?
Actually, I came up with it. I came up with it.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'll show it in a second, but anyway, you see me putting on the armor.
As for
we run, we
really
jump
quick
down.
before we progress from back and forth.
Yes, you have something to say.
I just want to talk about the music for that. I'm still recovering from an intense love-hate relationship with that song because it is an 8-minute song, and I didn't want to repeat anything. And that is a lot of music to write.
I tried so hard to like put light in the load. Like, how about you reuse some parts? Inky was like, "No, I'm not going to." And actually, the original movie, I asked Inky for like 8 songs. I think it was like very little music. Like compared to, it's a lot of music, but compared to like the 20 songs of the soundtrack. And Inky was like, "I'm gonna add a few more songs."
Yeah, the reasoning for that is that I was watching through scene 1, and obviously there was the part with pen and ink. Then it gets to the part with the conversation with you and Stitchy, and it was just dead silence. And I was like, I mean no offense, but none of us are experienced voice actors, and this is an hour-long movie.
Yes.
If there's not something in the background here, it could feel very awkward.
Yes.
So I just knew right there
I had
to do a full soundtrack for this. And the song for Back and Forth, A Record of Repetition, took me 3 weeks on and off, and the last day it was like a good 12-13 hour day of just me composing it out. So love-hate relationship with that one. I think it turned out really well though.
Yeah.
So then they go to the end. And that's another one that took a little bit, but I like how it turned out.
So I was like, Inky did a great job. It was so worth it. Inky, like, the music makes the movie. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The music makes the movie good. It would have been bad otherwise. And I can say, like, it would not be the same without it.
I also really like the end has its own leitmotif that can be heard here, and it's actually the last time it can really be heard. I used it like a total of 3 times in the soundtrack.
So at this point, you can kind of see a bit. I'm gonna go back a bit. You can see a bit more of the end that I built off the video from before. Right. So this overhang. Some small rocks here. There's a
lot of chorus plants.
Yeah, some more chorus plants. Replay mod loading in the world. Not much I can do about it. You can see the bridge over here in the chorus forest a bit, and in the quarry I built down there. I built a broken staircase here. Added some rubble underneath it because it broke apart. And these little like houses I built as if someone used to live here. And the machine in its full glory, it looks great. Me talking with Underscore, and then this part where Underscore just pops up here. Yeah. And then like we're talking. Let's get forward a bit. I do my little fake out laugh.
There's a part in a bit that I just hate so much.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I hate it too. Don't worry.
You could have told me to re-record it.
Oh wait, is it your line or I was talking about the
one of my lines.
Oh,
motivation back.
Which one?
This time you still don't care.
I'll tell you when we get there.
I guess I should have known that if it didn't work last time, it wouldn't work this time.
Heck. Shoo! Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? I love how
our lines, our reaction lines, and we have a few of them over the course of the second half of the movie.
Yeah,
they're hit or miss.
Yeah.
But they're fine the way they are.
Yeah, I think while it is like sometimes it's all like kind of cheesy or whatever, I do think that it works because while it's like yes it's somewhat serious, we didn't take it too seriously, and it's
We were
supposed
having
to.
fun.
Yeah, we were having fun, and I think that's all that really matters. Like I had a blast doing this. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Love you. With you. I'll be in the next world as long as I can keep you all preoccupied.
And then just.
You failed once, you'll fail again.
If it's a fight you want, then it's a fight you're gonna get.
Catch me if you can.
Boom.
Boom.
The Ender Pearl launch. It's such, and then like it's fight scene. The first fight song.
It's another one of my favorites. Just coming up with. I was like, I knew I wanted it to be 6/8. For some reason, all my battle themes are in 6/8 time. It's just.
The slow-mo shot, it's so good.
The slow-mo was good. Also, my favorite thing was having a like knockback 5 sword.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was knockback 10. It was knockback 10.
When filming, we were like, how are we gonna make this realistic to a point where we're not just like crowding around him, and it's not gonna be fun to watch. So it was just everyone's going flying.
Yeah. Also, everybody had resistance, so no one was taking any damage.
Yeah.
Right. So you could kind of see that with the particles, and I remember you told us to use golden apples to like to disguise that, right?
I actually just put in the command. If you put at the end of a effect command the word true, it hides all particles. So those are just golden apple particles. It was just because
that's particles from.
Apples.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I was always under the impression that those somehow got recorded by replay mod.
No, because if you look at underscore, he doesn't have any on him.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, I think I know which line underscore is going to tell me about. It's after this.
All right, guys.
I don't want to hear it.
The reset is coming soon, and we.
Is it the one after you shoot Johnny?
I don't think so.
Oh. And then
I fly in, and okay, there's a little story with the editing here on the movie. So Psychic, right before the movie launched, had to get called back to camp, and the final overview cut of the movie was done by me and Psychic's sister in a call on Discord, making sure all the music was at the right volume. And when the arrow is flying towards me, we had like a moment of panic because there was like a half a second of just a black screen. Like there was a gap, half a second gap right here. And I kid you not, we spent like a good 15-20 minutes trying to close that gap while keeping everything after it synced. And it took us a while.
If I was there, I would have just like selected everything after it, grouped it all into one thing, and moved it all over.
Right, that's what we eventually figured out, but it took us a while.
Are you kidding me?
This is why I was panicking, leaving my sister in charge.
We just saved the movie.
Also, thing I don't
that also resulted in an hour of black screen after the movie because
because of a glitch. Thanks, sis.
The freaking black screen hour.
I know. I have no idea how it got that bad.
It's funny. I pointed it out when we were done. We were wrapping it up, and I was like, "Hey, it says there's like an hour left."
This is like a 2-hour movie at the point.
Yeah, I was like, "Is that gonna be okay? Like, do we need to fix that?" And your sister was like, it'll just automatically cut it out in the exporting process." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
No, it won't! Why did she think that? She's never edited with the software before. What was she thinking?
So that's how we ended up with an hour of black screen,
which I had
after the movie was done.
I directed my mom into YouTube Studios on my computer to get rid of it.
You had your
remotely managing everything.
You had your family remotely fix it. Are you serious?
I was at camp. I couldn't leave it. I couldn't leave it as 2 hours for like.
I'm just amazed that. I guess my family's not too technological. I'm just amazed your family could remotely do that.
Yeah.
We gotta give it up for them. Psychic was away, and we got the movie a finished product.
Yeah.
So
one thing I don't like about the knocking Inky into the end. I wish she fell down more. But with the way that the end portals like teleports, like once you like cross this block,
right? It's like it has a pretty high hitbox.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't really get like the whole falling in aspect. And then,
I also love that like my line is kept there, even though like because I was like yabba.
Oh, and then that cut. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a story about this part of the music. So this little guitar intro that's playing was actually after Falling Sands was done, and I thought it was going to be in scene 4. It obviously didn't end up being in scene 4 because I was like, this doesn't fit the tone. This little guitar intro was my first attempt at writing for scene 4. I was like, oh, they're having like a little meeting. But that didn't fit the tone either, but I really liked the guitar bit, so I ended up reusing it for this. And I added, obviously, all the flute stuff.
I love this
It
song.
became a song of its own.
I love this. It's so good.
Yeah, it's another one of my favorites from
this is improv. So this is improv. I just told them what to do, and I'm like above invisible for replay mod. Excuse me, and like I have my OBS muted and I'm recording their voices, and I'm like shouting them I'm like, oh guys, remember, Psychic's gone too. You're missing this person. Inky, fall from the sky right now.
Right.
Go. It's like,
yeah.
So
So this
good
was
way
like,
to keep telling people what to be talking about.
Yeah.
it was like lightly structured improv, and it came up with some great stuff, like JPig leading the charge and keeping everything running.
Yeah.
And then ZM like providing some comedy as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear Inky's theme again here.
What's going on? Big news, everybody. So,
Yeah, my theme came back because I
Is
fell from the
ending.
sky.
What?
The world is ending. And then panic, everyone, panic.
No more rules.
I'm like screaming
I
panic.
love like the subtle details here. JPig starts digging down. He's like, no more rules. And as he's running away, you can kind of hear it's like they're breaking the laws of Minecraft.
I don't have an axe. I'm following you.
So originally there was supposed to be a couple more bits like this with like other people of the SMP that couldn't make it to the big one. Like this like generation was like, oh, I want to be part of this. And also,
was
fun
that
fact,
you?
That's me.
That's not me.
That's
yeah,
me.
I was gonna say I
That's
don't
me.
remember actually filming this bit.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
This was actually right before I built for episode 11, the other rooms of Copper Cove. This is
so that's why
and the end of the movie.
Nice.
So in episode 11, you can see I'm in Inky's skin. That's because of this. That's why I was in Inky's skin.
And the whole bit with Jenny having a bunch of zombie pigmen children.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't like scripted or anything. She like genuinely
yeah, she
had
genuinely
just a bunch of zombie pigmen
genuinely just had a bunch of children, and she's like, "Can I just like grab them and run away?"
In her basement.
Yeah.
So when me and my boys were watching this, we were so confused as to who that was, and we totally forgot about her.
Oh, yeah. We just had a bunch of other server members cameo for this. bit. Yeah.
I almost forgot. You here? I want to play this part where Inky's like the world's ending. I want you guys to listen closely.
Like, what's going on? Okay. Big news, everybody. So, the world's ending.
What?
Okay.
What?
Yeah. There's some.
What the what?
You can actually hear Quipster's voice say, "What
Yes.
the what?" But Quipster's wasn't able to join because he was like lagging too much. So you can actually hear Quipster's voice, but he's not there.
The phantom
Okay.
member.
Phantom Quipster.
Underscore.
Yeah. What the what?
What the what?
We come back here, and then it's time for round 2. So the Johnny thing.
And then we have Fighting Midnight is
Fighting Midnight.
One of my favorite songs I've ever
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, shooting Johnny in. He actually didn't get close. If you notice, he didn't close at all, and he's holding the ender pearl here. So it was actually he was supposed to not have the ender pearl when he gets shot, but then when he's up here, he's holding it, but he forgot to.
I think it worked better this way because it's like I was in DMs with someone watching the movie, and he was giving like his live reactions, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, Johnny, he got knocked in the portal," and then he was like, "What? How did?" and I said, "Go look at his hand right before he got knocked in." He was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yes.
So it is a good detail.
It is amazing detail.
That reminded me. Back in scene 4.
And that wasn't.
Oh, you go first.
And this whole thing wasn't really like spliced together or anything. This was actually like the take.
Mm-hmm.
Like he actually did throw it at the right time, and it looked like he went in.
Yeah,
but he actually went out, and it just worked out so perfectly.
Yeah, it was great. But that reminds me of scene 4. When Underscore was watching scene 4 for the first time, and so she's like, "I know how we're gonna find it," and she puts out, she has like an eye of Ender. Underscore was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so genius!" And then now she's like, "There's a portal right to his base on another roof," and she's like, "Oh," and Underscore was like, "Oh my gosh, that's genius." So yeah,
Okay.
It happened. You might not remember it. And like,
I bet it did happen. Yeah.
it's like, oh.
And then the battle part.
I like how I'm
have to
waving
break
around
the
looking
machine.
from there to there to there. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Don't.
It's very good. Like, it's
Fighting
sort of a little bit
Midnight.
of panic.
Mm-hmm. Fighting Midnight. So we break the thing. So, okay, I want to talk about the fight scene. I wish we had redone it, honestly.
I think it's good. It just, there are some parts that obviously could have been better with.
So, and like, cause we only had one take, and so we break it and like things glitch, and you'll see like the beacons start to go down because Impulse Evan's under there. So Stitchy shoots this one, and this is just to get an aerial shot because I have to get the camera away from everybody, especially Stitchy, because at this point, Stitchy's mom called her like as an emergency, so she had to go. And so she's just like AFK, and so you'll see she's not moving while underscore hits her, and so
but it's disguised so well.
Yeah, and so that's why it's slow mo to get behind the rock, and then the shoot up. So that's why this is like this, where it's like this is why I show the missed shot, and also this 8-second bit where it's like around here. That was originally 2 times slower, so it was very bad. But yeah. So then I come down here,
and then we get it. And then then it's like it's to like phase 2. And
yeah,
like,
so this glitch right here, the reason it's like I go like this because you can actually see they're just like walking like, oh, where's Stitchy, and so
you could have like the music lightly playing because it's like there's no dialogue. Well, actually, there's dialogue.
There's dialogue right here, but this you'll see they'll speed up because that's I sped it up and then I use glitches to cover it up.
Interesting.
And then like so basically I got out of my place and then I like did a bunch of stuff and we just like waited for Stitchy. And then I just like skipped past it. And then so
it's very subtle.
Yes, but the thing is, the reason I have a glitches here is because the reason there's a glitch here is not only because I go on the ground, it's because I turn around and place a block in my area.
What? I didn't even notice these things. Like you disguised them very well.
Yeah. Like I'll turn around and then I place a block. You see it?
What are you doing?
I know.
Psychic. Behind the scenes, we talk about how we made the movie, not how we broke the movie.
I listen. There's a lot of stuff, and then this broke right here, and okay, we're back. And okay, so the reason this is such a heavy glitch is because they're not fighting right now; they're just chilling around, and and so I was like, oh, it's getting serious. So I turned to this side.
It's like these are how many are left, guys. And I worked with the music with this because then it picks up when they're fighting again.
Oh, it's so good. And then it's back.
And I never knew pen and ink would work so well. It's just this amazing battle theme.
Oh, this slow mo like jump shot! I love it.
So I think I had to balance trying to
still
battle. I had to balance battling them, but making sure I wasn't hitting them too much to where they could not break.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So my instructions were, take turns. One defends, one shoots. Go for it.
Yeah. And that was a good system because I could whack someone while the other one is just over there doing a thing.
And every time, and to kind of like show when when one got broken, I would add the quick little glitch effect.
Right. Yeah.
And then here, Hashi almost got knocked in, and then this awesome shoot shot. Oh, it's so good.
It's like you say you want to redo the fight scene, but I think like we made the most of all this.
Yeah.
Like, the editing, it's so great.
Mm-hmm. But boom, another one's gone.
And then I was like, you know what would be cool and dramatic and awesome? What if I did a key change? I was also trying to fill space because I had sort of measured out how much is left. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna need a space for when Johnny says his line, and I did.
I'm about to progress the plot, guys.
He climbed.
I swear.
So,
Johnny, I swear.
And then I sync it back up with the music as the explosion happens.
Yeah, I like the original placement of the music. So originally, the drums was when the explosions were happening. Remember that, Inky?
I do. But,
I actually can pull it up real quick.
Your version of it actually. So we figured this out, me and your sister, when we were editing the thing. Because your editing software doesn't use milliseconds, it uses frames for less than seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost every timing I gave you for the
songs
was wrong.
Yeah, I realized that, and I was kind of...
You saw... So when I first showed you like how the music went with the fight scene, you got a very different view of it. So
did you ever see what I got of it? Did you ever?
I think so. I think you did send it to me, and that's when I realized it was different.
I'm gonna show everyone here real quick because I actually
I decide for yourself.
Yeah. Here, okay. This is the best experience with headphones. Because you could, I showed it to my family and they couldn't hear it when I was like playing it like in a speaker. So, take a look.
I'm about to progress the plot, guys.
Johnny, I swear.
Yeah, the drums there.
He had to pull off the water bucket.
Yes, so if we can, if we come,
that was a very clutch moment as well.
If he didn't pull that off, then what would he have done?
I don't know, but yeah. So the original plan
Hashi told me. Yeah,
Hashi was supposed to catch him, but he flew out farther than I expected, and Hashi expected, and he still clutched it. And you're just like, oh crap.
You should have given him no fall damage just in case.
I should have, but I didn't.
But it worked out so well.
And then this transition through the smoke.
There's no telling.
I was very happy with that. There's no telling.
So Psychic, as far as like the music's timing, I see what you're saying, but my original intent, even when like working with the footage, was that the drums come in, it builds up, and then the music comes in with the explosion.
Yeah.
So
I think they're both. I think they're both good. I think they're both good.
Yeah.
All right. Least favorite line coming up.
Oh, I know it is now.
You don't a part of this, or I'll.
My hand.
Back off.
Oh, my hand.
You should have told me to re-record it because it sounds so bad.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it sounds that bad, but you do.
It sounds so out of place.
It's a little funny that like you sound so inconvenienced. Like your hand just got shot with an arrow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. It's not awful though.
Yeah, and then
you're okay.
In my opinion, it's
you're okay. So I'm actually real quick going to again go to the pause screen so I can pull up my files because I actually have the moment when we discovered I'm about to progress the plot. So I can't show.
Oh, really? You have footage?
Yeah, I have the footage of it.
No way.
I can't actually show it because I have a.
But you can play the audio.
I can play the audio because I have a file that has my full name for school.
Hey, I'm wondering, would you happen to have the original footage from the late Mind Zone recording? The old footage.
Like the Lost
the earliest recorded event.
I don't think so. I think it might be deleted because I made it on my computer where I didn't have like a lot of storage, so I had to delete things. Yeah,
that's fine.
I have to break the machine.
Okay. So basically you can't see it, but basically we're like, okay, we have to like change what's said, and we're all like deciding like what to say, and I start typing. And, well, they actually come up with, like, a joke idea first, and then I start typing, and you'll hear their reactions when they finally read what I wrote, so.
Can't see anything on Discord.
You can't see anything on the stream either.
Oh.
Come on. Oh.
Hitchy.
Oh, here we go. You hear me typing.
That's fair.
I don't think we can hear breaking the thing. I'm about to do the next plot point.
I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna break the thing!
I'll do it.
This is the climax.
No.
That's what she said.
I'm going to break the thing.
Johnny, no.
I'm going to progress the plot.
Are you kidding me? That's so meta.
I am going to henceforth progress the plot in a forward motion.
And that was my line in the script, which I just read in voiceover.
In this Discord call on Sunday, October 17th.
Yeah, there we go. If you're on stream, you could hear it. It's pretty funny.
What are you doing?
Here, I'll actually pull it up in Discord so you guys can hear it. My bad.
All right.
Well, you get to hear it again. Stop streaming. Share my screen. Let's go.
It's a good moment.
Where is it? This is
because we were just like joking about it, and then we were like, actually, yeah, let's put this in the script.
Come on, give me the.
So you're about to see the origins of Johnny's most famous line from the movie. I'm going to progress the plot. I'm about to. Is it? I always forget. Is it?
All right. All right. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
You can see that I put a little timestamp for myself.
I just shout, I'm breaking the thing. I'm about to do the next plot point.
I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna break the thing!
I'll do it!
This is the climax.
No! That's what she said.
I'm going to break the thing.
Johnny, no.
I'm going to progress the plot.
Are you kidding me? That's so meta.
I am going to henceforth progress the plot in a forward motion.
That was my line in the script, which I just read in voiceover.
In this Discord call on Sunday, October 17th.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, there it is. It's so good. Oh. So yeah, that's the origins of it. We started making a joke, and then we made it into a real line. So that's what happened.
Hey.
And then we got the crossbow.
Chase me to the edge. Why don't you?
This song is another. I know I say this about like every song, but this is another one of my favorites. Pointless Conversation. It was actually one of the. So the conversation songs, they're originally a trilogy, and then I renamed Returning Home to Peaceful Conversation. So it's an anthology, quadrology. I don't know. But yeah, the whole all the conversation songs mostly. Actually, Pointless Conversation is the only conversation song to not have any leitmotifs, and I really like the original stuff that I came up with here, because Stifled Conversation has Psychic's theme, Apprehensive Conversation has bits of Underscore's theme, and Peaceful Conversation has both. So this is the only one that didn't have it.
I gotta say, one of my favorite parts of this, the invisible table. If you know, you know.
Psychic pounds the invisible desk, yes.
Answer me! Yeah, I was are we ever friends? Answer me! The invisible table! Oh, it's so funny, I love it. Then, it's come here, it's like, oh, you never, oh boy. And we're gonna skip over the line I hate, where I'm like, hey, you dare, and then I knock him off. I thought, listen, the problem with the scene,
it does sound a little awkward.
It's off. It's the reason it's off is because they're like, just like Blueberry. Okay, so I had like 1 second of time to fill before the punch, because I punched him too early in the recording, so I had to fill it quickly. So I was like, I need something to say. The scream didn't feel right, so I was like, ah. Also, this I tried brightening the image to get like just a black and white, but the color wouldn't go. So I tried like painstakingly changing each pixel. But then it didn't save the transparency, so it's just a white screen. So I just went with this, so it's like color and then like cutting back and forth.
It's cool. Also, did I die when I fell in the void? I don't remember what happened to me.
Yeah.
I mean, like in filming, did I just like fall and?
Yeah, you just fell and died.
All right.
And then there's something in the background that we should take note of.
Also, originally the original. I'll talk about the end of the movie. But the original intent for Underscore was to be evil, but also right here he was going to ender pearl underneath and save himself, but he never did that, and you can see that here where he falls to his death and he dies, and then it's just like, oh crap.
Ender pearl. I was just going to ender pearl to like
right under here, like you're going to ender pearl under here.
Why was I going to do that?
Because to survive, to live.
Yeah, but then I just didn't.
Yeah, and then there's like, oh Psychic, what'd you do? And then don't. Oh, okay. So you'll notice a couple scenes here. It's darker than it is in this scene.
Yeah, it was a little strange.
Yeah, that's because I recorded this like afterwards, and I had the gamma turned down.
And now in the background, in part of the background, you can notice like before they start going back, I think, like there's a Magenta Beacon that just comes up from.
Yes, so that is from the
That's an end city.
Yeah, that's the end gateway thing. I think it's in this part.
Maybe.
Where is it? I know it happens. It was really funny.
But like we made it work because like now it's
like,
I mean, I'm not gonna say what it is, but we can. I'll just put it in the chat.
Well, I mean, don't we already? I mean, I think it's pretty clear what it is.
I don't exactly remember what the consensus on that was.
Okay. In this scene was originally like way longer and way pulled out. It was very bad. I didn't like it. the whole glass breaking thing, so I sped it up. And then we had this part. I found this cool effect, and I just had to put it in because it fits well, I think.
Yeah,
I made
better than just a black screen.
Yes.
Because I gave you that video and made it transparent.
Yes. And then I added the sound effects. Time is 0, so it's time to reset.
This whole thing is like very thought out, and I really like it.
So I know how to do that. The command line prompt still. And I think I still have the original file, actually, the After Effects file of how I made that. And maybe sometime I'll make more and try to actually get the audio synced up.
Okay. Okay, I think we can talk about this a little bit. So,
yeah,
unable to process 8 entities: Psychic _ Hashi, Johnny Blocks, Stitchy, Inky, and then Super Psychic and Impulse Evan, because they were both doing their own lore at the time, so we added them in. Unable to locate _ because he was just dead. This line right here
is in a cipher, isn't it?
It's a cipher, and it's connected. I mean, we're gonna talk about it like in the stream. Should we?
I don't think I know what it means.
I don't remember what it means.
It says I believe it's entity.
Entity ID equals
static, or it was static something.
What's that last word? You told me what to put there, though.
Unknown, maybe. It's.
You forgot. Do you want me to decipher it?
Where's?
It's the 3 dots. It's the 3 dots on your tab, on the 3. They're yellow, blue, and red. No, not that one.
No, that's not it. We're gonna.
Here, you need to use Rum. I have a really good website.
Caesar cipher.
No, use rumkin.com. rumkin.com.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Ciphers under web-based tools. Caesarian shift. Yes, that's it. You probably want to put it on 13 though.
Okay. Will you read out the letters for me?
I was watching the thing from your thing.
Oh, okay. RAG
let me just, like, screenshot.
rag.
No, I'll just put it in. Okay, yeah.
Got it. We're good at this.
VQ equals.
Yeah.
But
the reason this was changed is because originally there was a typo.
Oh frick! I always am bad with typos.
FGN GVP.
I put a few bad typos onto the
VGP.
onto the soundtrack before having to fix those.
QRGR, and then PGRQ. Okay. Number.
So now you enter 13.
13. Entity ID static detected.
All right. I forgot it was detected.
Yes.
Yeah, static detected.
That's a new character we can talk about at the end of the stream.
Protocol seed required. You should probably pause it. What is happening?
I accidentally opened up this video, which I'm going to talk about.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
ARG.
Okay. And I also need to pull back up the scenes. So
and we should probably wrap up the stuff with the movie.
Yeah, we're almost there. I only have
you realize
these are the seeds for Mind Zone and Inkwell. Fun fact.
Running out of time a little bit.
Also, don't we only have like 10 minutes left till
the
rap game?
Yeah. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna go quickly.
Yeah.
Wait, is there not? Wait, is there not? Wait.
What's up?
Wait. What the? There's supposed to be there's supposed to be a rewind sound here.
I don't hear any, but I think it's probably fine.
That may have been lost in the whole fixing.
I hope that's not. I hope that's not anywhere else.
I don't recall hearing it anywhere else.
No,
me and Inky talk. Also, I have a new jacket. We run back. We say, "Hey, the world's not ending." Inky joins the Hourglass Watchers, and then my house is burned.
Okay, a small regret I have is. So, the way things were turning out, the soundtrack was going to be 19 songs. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that. So, for when they're finding the house burned, I made a very short 25-second, just dissonant sounding song called See You Soon. And at the end it has underscores leitmotif, just a little bit. But I'm realizing, after it was done, I realized that rather than just making a short song there, I could have put music in this part where it's before pen and ink reprise, and that would have been an actual song. So that's a slight regret I have, but at the same time, it was was like the last day before, and I just wanted to get done. Yeah, which is funny. Most of the soundtrack was composed like 2 weeks before the movie came out.
Yeah, it was like the final crunch time.
Yeah, I worked like all day every day for like the last few like weeks of like I had no Christmas break. It was just all the soundtrack.
Gee.
And then,
but it was my own choice. So
let me get to this part where I build a grave for Underscore, and then he appears. So he's a ghost. I know people were confused and like, oh, what's
a ghost? I thought it was like a hallucination of your mind.
Did I say ghost? I meant hallucination.
You just said ghost.
You just said
that
ghost.
is not okay. Listen, that is not lore. That is a mistake on my part in bad wording.
Official retcon. He's not a ghost.
No, he's in my head.
He is in his head.
And then he's like, listen, just leave, please. You have time spent. Basically, the message I wanted to end the movie with is like, the message I wanted to end with the movie is, don't take time for granted, and like, don't spend all your time trying to get what you lost. Like, look forward. And I'll explain.
And that's kind of the theme of what Daybreak is like. You know.
Episode 11 is just basically me getting Poof. That's the only important part. Actually, I grabbed Poof. So basically, Poof was very far away in like a very far biome. So I tried to do the whole grab a leash and fly, and Poof fell and died. So there was a couple Poof spawns.
Wow. Oh my
okay,
gosh.
guys. Midnight. Poof gets kidnapped by by TV person because they come from TV. Pretty clear from that. We explore the world. I talk about everything. I explore Underscore space. I find a piece of paper with a picture with a picture of the new council on Mind Zone. I wonder what that's about. We have the reset, and then a new character who has a temporary name.
This last bit is like one of my favorite things of the server.
Mm-hmm. And then Oversight is such a good song.
Yeah, I remember I DM'd you partway through. I was like, hey. Could you reveal the Daybreak logo with Other Side? And it worked out pretty well.
Then the credits, and yeah, okay. I want to talk about another thing before this, so we're gonna speed through. So, basically, in the November 2021 update, I added this in the comment section, and that was to like let people, and this was like when I was talking about, hey, there's secret stuff in the Inkwell videos, and I left this as like a secret, which leaded to this video.
Copyright strike.
Copyright.
Get copyrighted.
Okay, and then we have the ARGs because if you went to the comments of any Inkwell video, you found a comment from the viewer saying something demeaning and mean, and then a bunch of static and distorted voices. If you reversed it and upped the pitch and sped it up, you'd get the message. There were 3 videos, each with some letters, which when you put into the YouTube search bar after this, you would get this video. Which was before this was posted on November 7th, so it's been up for a while. My logo appears all glitchy, and then TV cracks, and then turns off and stays cracked.
Oh wait, I gotta find that. Hey, remember how I remade your entire freaking logo?
Yeah.
I don't know where the Illustrator file went, but if I find it, I'll make you some variants. I just gotta find the Illustrator file.
Cool.
So that's pretty much it for Inkwell.
Yes, that's it for Inkwell, and the new character.
Inkwell Daybreak.
Currently named Static, but soon. Looking for a better name because we're looking for a better name. Now I want to take a moment and talk about my process of writing the script for the movie, because it actually took a while. So, originally,
just be conscious of time.
I know. That's why I spent. Like I can, minutes. I can actually tell what I was gonna say if you guys stop talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, originally Underscore was just evil to be evil, and it was a lot more like. It wasn't very good, honestly. Underscore came back and was like, let's make this better. So, who punched the TV? Well. Last time Amonder was punched, I believe it was Mr. Waterman. But I don't think that's who it is this time. And basically, so the way I wrote the movie was I basically had the idea of what was going to happen. Like, in scene 4, they're going to have a meeting and talk about what happens. I was like, Stitchy's going to have this idea that we're going to use the Eye of Ender and go to the end. And she's going to be like, well, we could just go on the roof. Like, I had very basic stuff. And then when I got down to writing, I assigned like a feeling to the scene that I wanted to like emphasize, and then I found like music to listen to with that same kind of feel while writing, and that actually helped me a lot.
Music is great for creative drive, I've found.
So,
and then I completely overrided it with music of my own.
Actually, Inky caught the feelings very well.
Awesome.
One of my favorite albums actually inspired a couple of the ideas of the movie, and you're gonna, yeah, a lot of stuff's gonna make sense in a second because the album's called Midnight.
Bruh.
That is the name of the Inkwell finale.
Yes.
Wow.
So
that's such a cool detail.
So, one of the songs on the Midnight album is called Hourglass. Funnily enough.
Okay.
And I use that song a lot when writing Underscore, because it's like basically it's like kind of like it's like a little bit of a darker song where it's like where did the time go? I'm falling through the hourglass, and like victim to a sands of time, which is a line in the song which I actually gave to Underscore to say because I was like because I think I like that line, a victim to sands of time, and it fits.
Yeah.
And yeah, another song that inspired the feel of the finale was the song Happy All the Time, which is a song that's like, hey, listen, it's okay to be sad and not be happy all the time, because we live in a world where like if you're not happy, then there's something wrong with you. And it was, and I listened to that because it was like in the final scene of the movie, Psychic is down. He's like broken. Like it's like going into Daybreak, Psychic's at a very low point, and we're gonna work with that.
Yes. Daybreak is gonna be so great.
A song from a different album helped me with Scene 13, which was Tomorrow. I assume you can get the gist of that song. It's about living for tomorrow, because and like there's a lot.
That's why that's sort of why the title of Daybreak fit in so well. I didn't even know all this stuff about your different little song motivation.
Yeah,
it was actually coincidental
that
like,
Midnight and Daybreak work so well together.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of musical inspiration while writing, and I think I found a song for the kind of feeling I want for our little TV friend. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, I'd love to hear it before the thing actually drops.
Yes.
I can also suggest songs. I love getting songs and like
but anyways,
having a certain feel.
And that's
I think that
basically
wraps up Inkwell.
I know it's a little bit of a quick wrap up, but we gotta go.
Inkwell Daybreak is coming sometime next month, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
Hopefully all the problems will be gone from Inkwell that we've like overviewed. In this stream, we've broken down the history of Inkwell, why things didn't work, what did work, the process of the movie, and looking to the future. So, thank you for watching.
Yeah, if anyone's watching this and they want to they didn't understand some things, we have history videos of the last server in its entirety. It takes 18 streams or 17 streams and 70 videos and condenses it down to like an hour 40 minutes. Very good. And Inkwell's pretty short, and yeah, I assume you're watching this after, but I don't know. But that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the Inkwell SMP, and this was a lot of fun to make. So we'll see you guys in Daybreak. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna
Even though Underscore's kind of dead right now.
He's dead, but
yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Any final questions, real quick, before we end off the stream? I'll give it a minute, but yeah. I'll actually message you guys the song, the title of the song I was listening to for the TV friend.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to hear that and get a feel.
It's actually like it's just the verses actually, not like the actual chorus and bridge and stuff. But yeah. Nope, none. Okay, well. Thank you for watching the stream, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!